That's right. Greetings, fellow Archer Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Alex.
And welcome to the next installment of Singalong November. That's right, folks. It's time to line up for the greatest show on earth because we're talking about a very obscure line of it's kind of like a weird offshoot spin-off of the
Sub-series?
yeah, Alex, we'll get into that. But we're talking, let's go to the circus, which I swear to God, did you have this revelation where like this whole time, I mean, I now look at the box art and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense that it's not like you don't see Professor Owl anywhere. They don't have the usual sing-along song intro. But man, this whole time I could have sworn this was just under the sing-along brand.
Okay, this is weird. I did research because I was curious. So it was like in its weird little Mickey's Fun Songs subcategory with the two Walt Disney World ones.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then they later on they just re-released them as sing-along songs.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Now, Alex, do you have any nostalgia for this?
I do. I have some memories of watching this.
Okay, what do you
which
got?
might explain a lot.
Now, do you have like any specifics, like how, like on a metric of, like Disneyland Fun being a 10, how would you rank it?
6 or 7, depending on the day.
That's fair. It's interesting because I would probably go more closer to a 5 or a 4, where I definitely remember this being in my house. I definitely remember it existing. But between all the other stuff that I would watch as a kid on a loop, the Goofy movies, the Lion Kings, the Disneyland Funs, Toy Story, Land Before Time, I could go on. This just kind of got lost in the shuffle. It just kind of existed. I honestly think I maybe watched this like maybe 2 or 3 times total as a kid. Compare that with the endless loop of Disneyland Fun.
Yeah, I will say this did not have the same kind of airtime in my house as Disneyland Fun, but I do have a lot of nostalgia for this.
So we're kind of divided on the quality of this, honestly, and that's going to make for an interesting conversation.
Oh yeah,
because I personally think this is just kind of dull. I mean, it's just circus performances. It's good circus performances.
And that's exactly why I love it, though. I was caring less about the songs, and I was just, oh, hey, these are really cool circus performances.
They are cool circus performances. I will give you that much. However, I will counter that, for Sing-Along November, I do care about the songs. We're going to get into it with Heigh Ho, but Heigh Ho might have, the perfect lineup of songs. And whereas with this, I just feel like the lineup of songs here is ass, honestly.
Yeah, I
mean, for the Animal Kingdom one for his the Animal Kingdom one for as batshit as that was, at least that was memorable. At least I distinctly remember almost every song in that one.
I Want to Be Like You, which is always a
I'm telling you, Alex, I Want to Be Like You is one of the most covered songs in Disney history.
It probably is.
You can do so much with it. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting because I feel like this is the first time we've really had a difference of opinion because we both just have mad nostalgia for Disneyland Fun.
Which it deserves.
We both think that the Animal Kingdom one has, it's fun. It showcases the park well, but it's got some really what the fuck moments, like that Asia segment that I can't get out of my head.
I Want to Be Like You, the Walk the Dinosaurs.
Well, hold on. Why is Walk the Dinosaur on the bad side of things?
Because it's all dancing kids.
Yeah, well, okay, you say that like this isn't like 50% or more just dancing kids.
It's not.
Well,
It's
we'll
like
get into it.
90% circus performances.
All right. But I don't know. I just think that this one, like you're saying, it's good circus acts. I just think that the actual sing along quality of it is kind of weak.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm hearing you, but like again, like I said, I did not care about the sing along aspect this entire time.
All
Like
right.
I was just enjoying the circus acts.
Have you? Did you ever go to Ringling Brothers?
I when I was little.
Really? Okay. I also went to Ringling Brothers. I here's
And
some
okay,
tiki. Go
so
ahead.
here's my big oh my god, you are such a nerd moment.
Okay.
Like I was after I finished this, I was like Googling trying to figure out, okay, did Railing Brothers and Disney do just like a random crossover,
Right.
or
Yeah.
was this like a special thing that they did? I couldn't find anything. All I could really yeah, I couldn't find anything. Um which then leads me to this next idea of what was it like on the filming day for this?
Mickey fan, I ask that with pretty much every single sing along that we ever cover that's like in this format. Honestly, like even something like Sebastian's Caribbean Jamboree is kind of bonkers in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
which we're not covering this year. But honestly, this not being a sing along originally kind of opens us up to doing Caribbean Jamboree. Maybe next year. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways. Um yeah, so I guess let's just go through it then. So we start with the first of all, hold on. I want to get one more piece of background in because I too did some research on this. So, Mickey fan, we've got like a weirdly kind of eclectically stacked cast here.
I know, Tosh Mowry.
Yeah. Taj Mowry specifically is definitely the A-lister of the bunch here. But also I remember I definitely Toby Ganger, the
Yep.
blonde kid.
I was about
Uh, what?
I was about to say Toby Ganger.
Yeah, he was Edmund. He was the live action kid in Rockadoodle.
Chanticleer!
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh my god. So yeah, there's definitely some interesting faces among this crowd. And
Yeah.
what I find interesting about this Mickey fan is that this Mickey's Fun Song spinoff. I don't want to say it had continuity, but I do think it's interesting that the same kids were in roughly all
Yeah.
three of them, or at least a select
There was
handful.
crossover between them.
Yeah. So I do think that that's kind of like an interesting kind of like offshoot of how the Disneyland or how the sing-alongs would do it.
Yeah.
So all right, let's just dive into things then. We start with let's the Rainbow World, which was the backstage song.
Yeah. I mean, it was for me. It was just really fun seeing like, all the performers basically getting ready for their thing.
I'm just really amused by the Donald and Goofy antics in this. It was probably my favorite
The
part.
Donald and Goofy antics make this.
All right, what do you think of the clown? We have to talk about the main clown character in this.
Uh, David Laribla. Oh,
Yes.
he's great.
Yeah, I think there are a couple creepy bits with him when he first appears, and he's just like, "Hey, kids, I'm kind of like
Yeah,
lurking."
that's like a red flag. But other than that,
Right,
he's like
yeah. I mean, he
he's
very
what you
quickly like
want
proves
out
to
of
be
a clown. He is the he is the how do I put this? He is the platonic ideal of a clown.
oh God. Um, Yeah, and, what it's interesting though, Mickey fan. This might be one of the things that we kind of divulge on here is that I'm really not a fan of clown humor.
I get that. Like,
I just like
100% clowns are not for everyone, and like
it's
even
not
for
even that I
me,
have a fear of clowns. All right, it's not even that. It's not even like a clown phobia thing. I just don't really think they're funny per
like,
se.
yeah, I
I
get
mostly
that.
prefer mimes in terms of like physical humor.
For for me, it is that you have to a clown act takes a lot for me to like it.
Uh-huh.
So like, someone like David Luribla, who is, just a master at what he does and, really sells himself on, oh yeah, this is actually really funny.
Yeah, he is really good. I just think that it's I think
Not for
some of
you.
his bits definitely go on a little too long, and that's one of my complaints about this.
Okay. Yeah. So basically not for you.
I mean, I'm not saying it definitely fits in with this with the with the overall circus vibes. I'm just saying it's like I keep saying, I think the musical acts here are a little weird. So we get into
Oh
the
yeah.
circus on parade.
Which is fun.
It's a nice little opening number there. Not much to say about it.
Yeah.
Uh, but then upside. Oh wait, the one thing I do want to say about it is holy shit! That one lady that does the handstand trapeze act, the
Oh my
headstand
god.
trapeze
So
act.
no, no, no. It was not a handstand. She was on her head.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I corrected myself. What the hell? Like, how was that? Ah, that is like physics defying right there.
Like, I have such a pure admiration for anyone who is a circus performer, whether that is the aerialists, the trapeze artists, right down to the clowns, because anyone who can do that can do it far better than I could ever do it.
Right, right, absolutely. I also love Donald and Goofy in the audience, just basically being like, "Yeah, that was pretty good."
Yeah. Which, I mean, like, for Donald, that's pretty accurate.
Right, right. All right, so then that transitions into Upside Down. I think the acrobatics in this segment are incredible. Like,
Oh my god.
how would you
So,
describe this act?
a dad tossing his kids around.
Which is it's so weird. It's such a
It's
weird concept, but
it's
it's
such a weird concept, but it is so cool to watch. Yeah, but towards the end of it, I realized, wait, the mom is there, but she is not doing anything. She
Right.
is Vanna Whiting it.
God. It also just kind of this is one of the things that that really interests me about this about this what do I call it? A special? I keep wanting to call these specials. What do we call these? What's the noun for them? Tapes? Shorts? Help me out.
Direct to VHS
They're
tape.
not movies.
Yeah,
Tapes?
I think special is the.
Let's go with tape.
I think special is direct to VHS special.
All right, I don't mean to dwell on that. It's just kind of it's been bothering me this
Semantics.
whole time.
It's really just semantics.
I know. But the thing about this special is that I feel like you really get a glimpse into like what the life of a circus performer must be fascinating.
Oh my.
Just based on just based on some of the some of the raw talent that we see on display here at a very young age.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's fascinating. I think there are more than a couple documentaries about, like, especially the kids growing up in circuses.
Uh-huh.
But it's like, oh my gosh, it's fascinating.
All right, so then that leads into
Abba
Abadabba.
Honeymoon Moon. Yeah, this one was stupid.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you.
This one, this is where I get when you say, okay, this is getting repetitive.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. I honestly, here's the thing. I feel like I feel like this should have been like 20 minutes and it was like 35 minutes.
Absolutely. Like
It really started to drag for me. Like it was a
I
long hour.
I know, like you could have cut 4 songs,
I mean,
4 or 5
I have
songs,
YouTube
and this would be
videos that
like the
I'll like
perfect
watch.
length.
I have YouTube videos that I'll watch over and over and over again that are like 35 minutes long, and I don't feel that length at all just because they're so well paced and so well.
Yeah,
I don't mean to compare it to like modern day YouTube videos or anything, because of course it's a
no,
different time, a different art form, and everything. I'm just saying it goes to show the pace, because I was just sitting there watching this, and the timestamp was just slowly just ticking by. It just felt like time was going in slow motion
yeah,
sometimes.
oh yeah, like
All right, but that leads into I want to be like you, which there's not much to this, honestly. It's just
it's cute.
throw it in there. Why
Yeah,
not?
it's but like Abba Dabba Honeymoon and I Want to Be Like You, I could have cut those
Go for
easy.
those easily, yeah. All right, the man on the flying trapeze. I think basically gonna say like the same thing I'm gonna say for pretty much a lot of these is that you can cut about like a minute off of the runtime of this song and it'd be fun. But
I
again, great
okay, so
acrobatic work.
yeah, like because trapeze stuff is really cool,
Uh,
but if it's not shot well on video, like no. And this was not shot well.
exactly.
Like if you look at the Cirque du Soleil pro shots, like their trapeze stuff is phenomenal. And
Mhm.
this ain't it, Chief.
Right. I hear you. I hear you. Oh boy. Let's see. Then we have over and over again. I
This
want to highlight this one. I want to highlight this one. This made me genuinely uncomfortable
why?
because it was essentially like the burden of being a child performer in the form of a song if you listen to the lyrics.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's essentially about like the perfectionism of what you have to do to go through
Yeah.
these crazy acts, and it's just
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh boy. Like when you think of it like that, it's like, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm kind of like JXing this thing, like, oh well, actually, Mickey's Let's Go to the Circus is an allegory for child labor, but you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
I mean, it's a reading.
But seriously, it also kind of feels a little derivative of Upside Down, which is the far
Yeah,
better
like
segment.
yeah, I could live without this one.
Uh, all right, those magnificent men in their flying machines. This is what you were talking about like Daredevil stuff is cool, but this is not shot well in the slightest.
No.
Not in the slight. This was where I was like, all right, this is like Alex. This was where I kind of just wanted to turn it off, if I'm being honest.
Like yeah, no, this is not and this is hard stuff to shoot, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, of course, and even on in the '90s with what I'm assuming are like huge, like bulky cameras.
Yeah. Like this is not easy stuff to shoot, even probably even today.
Uh,
But like yeah, it
all
no
right.
and because like they had the but I mean like the Wheel of Death stuff, that was cool. That was really well shot.
Yeah, sure.
It was the motorcycles that was no.
All right, then we get into Make 'em Laugh, a fine segment, a fine
Yes.
song, good clown antics. Why do
Yeah.
we have Be a Clown? It's literally the same melody.
It is. It is the exact same
Like, we
melody.
don't even have to talk about Be a Clown when it comes up, because, like, if honestly, if it was just like a reprise of Make 'em Laugh, it'd be way less offensive.
Now, and now we get to probably my favorite segment of this entire thing, the bells.
Okay, Alex, that right there, man, we could literally just like put a pin on the map of this as like the dividing point between you and I. Here's the thing.
This is genuinely my favorite part of this. This is like, when I talk about my nostalgia for this special, this is what I remember.
It's very enjoyable. I just think once again it grinds the pacing to a halt, in my solid opinion. It's not even a song.
It goes on long, don't get me wrong, but like it's the bit and the fact that everyone is playing along, and the fact that you have David Larible up there doing what he does, and the fact that you have the fact that everyone is playing along, the fact that you have the grandma who kicks her shoe off.
I want to talk about the grandma. That is by far the highlight of this for me. And Alex, I just want to mention that the grandma to me is like a spitting image of Abuela Claudia. Isn't she? Is she not? Is she not?
She is.
Oh god, little In the Heights humor there, but that makes me sad for the movie. Alex, I want to see the movie.
It'll come out.
Oh, when?
I don't know, but it'll come out.
They just need to stream it at this point, man.
Please, I want to see it so bad.
I'm so desperate to see. Anyways,
I love In the Heights.
We're getting way off track here, but seriously, that's all I could think about when I was watching the segment. Is like, it's Claudia.
It's such a fun segment. I'm sorry, but your opinion is wrong.
I'm not saying to cut it, but I'm definitely saying to trim it.
How would you trim it?
I mean, I don't know. It just it does have a long runtime attached to it. That's
but like that's kind of inherent to the bit.
I guess so. I don't know. We'll just have to agree to disagree on this one.
Yep.
All right. So meanwhile, we get I'm honestly surprised that they didn't just fucking advertise Sebastian's Caribbean Jamboree in the middle of this. It feels like. It's just like, hey, remember like I'm honestly surprised that this wasn't actually Sebastian singing the song.
Just a random Sebastian character coming out.
No, not even a character. You just have just do it like Sebastian's Caribbean Jamboree. Just kind of like have him the animated Sebastian superimposed against the live action Circus.
I'm pretty sure this was Samuel Lee Wright.
So yeah, it's good. I do like it. It's catchy and
it lasts a bit too long.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just I'm a big fan of calypso music, so I don't really mind it lasting a little long.
It's fun, but it could have cut a verse.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, and then we get to the jump rope. What do you think of the jump rope bit? Yeah, I would say if we're gonna keep all of the bells, then we should just cut this entirely.
This and the next one.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Pour your heart out, Tiki. Go on your rant.
Well, I mean, I already kind of did. There's not much to say. It's just like, why is it here? Like, at this point, we're already like a deep half hour into this thing. I
Like,
just want it to be over. And what do we get? We just get more clown antics with exactly the same melody. I mean, like I said, the thing about it is that it's just like it's ripping off its own song. It's
it
ripping
is.
off its own song. If it was just a reprise, I literally wouldn't have cared. And maybe that's just kind of like my music nerd OCD kicking in. I'm sure it is, but I don't know. It bothers me.
Yeah, no, I get it because like, no, this isn't a good part.
All right, but I
This is
do think.
objectively okay. Hang on, this is objectively the worst segment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think other segments are weak, but yeah, this is definitely the weakest one.
Yeah.
All right, but the finale, I do think it ends on a high note.
Oh my gosh, I love this finale.
Like, I will say that this is like comparable to When You Wish Upon a Star in terms of like it sort of like summing up the circus experience in like one final song, you know.
Yeah,
So I will say that that is a good solid way to end this thing out.
and like I love all the characters, you know, basically part of the circus.
Hmm.
You know, even if they were in the audience for most of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Side note, we didn't even talk about Ringmaster Mickey and how wasted he was.
I don't, yeah, Mickey has a weird role because he appears at the very beginning and then kind of shows up at the end and doesn't. I mean, to be fair though, I think the reason they did that is, they didn't want to overshadow the actual ringmaster.
Yeah, that's fair, but like, come on, you have Ringmaster Mickey and you waste him like that.
I don't know. I mean, I hear you. I totally hear you because like the VHS box art, Alex, I think is a certain kind of '90s nostalgic.
Oh my, like the the VHS box art here is,
It
I feel like it's iconic.
is. It is. Yeah.
Like even if you had never watched this,
Oh.
like you see that box art and you like it's iconic.
So yeah. I mean, overall, I do think that this has a lot. I don't know. To be honest with you, Alex, what I'd like to do is I'd actually just like to go in, rip this to MP4, edit these segments out that we don't think plays well, kind of come out with a tiki cut, if you will,
The tiki cut.
and see if it plays a little better. Like, I'm actually, I don't know, I'd probably have to do it as an unlisted video or something, but,
Well, I
you
mean
know,
the video I watched this on YouTube. No problem.
yeah, so I don't know, we'll see. I might have to experiment with editing with that, because it seems like something that'd be very easy to do.
I mean it's trimming and cutting video.
Yeah, exactly. Anywho, so yeah, we flew through that pretty damn quickly.
We did.
I think it's because it's not a park,
I
honestly, because we just get lost in the minutia of like, because with Disneyland, obviously Disneyland
oh,
Fun is like a fucking time capsule of a very specific time in Disneyland history.
the hour and a half Disneyland Fun
Oh
podcast. Who
my god!
doesn't love it?
And then the Animal Kingdom one was fascinating because it was kind of like it was opening day Animal Kingdom, but you still had some Asia stuff, and the Asia stuff was probably still like roughly under construction. But yeah, I don't know. I just think this is like I said, like there's not really a ton to talk about, just because, as you keep saying, it is genuinely just some pretty good circus performances.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. You know what? I'm actually kind of thinking, Mickey fan, and this is just kind of like on the fly here. Do you want to just kind of combine these two, like combine Hi Ho and this and Let's Go to the Circus?
I don't see why not.
Because I feel like Hi Ho is probably going to go by even quicker than this one is.
It might.
So let's do it. Let's do it. I'm just going to upload this as one thing.
Yeah.
And then you
A
know what? Maybe
double dip of a Singalong November.
double dip at Singalong November. Why not? Why the hell not? All right. So let's dive into this. Hi Ho, Alex. Why did we decide to go with Hi Ho instead of the first one? This is the second one chronologically.
Yeah.
In the sing-along line.
Because the first one was Zippity Doodah, and we don't want to go around that minefield.
Yes, that is true. That is true. We
and
do
also,
not.
this one was advertised as number one.
And I also feel like this one genuinely has a way better.
Oh, it has a far better lineup.
And I feel like, so here we go, folks. This one is going to be essentially what this one is it's the prototypical sing-along.
Yeah, it's Disney. It's the Disney sing-along songs that you remember from your childhood, or that we remember from our childhoods, at least.
And honestly, there's not really a ton to talk about here in terms of like how they're edited together. But I guess we should talk about the interstitials, the interludes.
Professor Owl.
And yeah, you're absolutely right, Alex. With these, we get a lot more character than we got like later on.
Yeah,
like it almost kind of feels like how the Treehouse of Horror evolved over time, where the charm of the early Treehouse of Horrors was seeing the interludes with the characters, and that just kind of like went away as the sing-alongs went on, especially the song compilations, like the infamous "Honor to Us All" that I keep bringing up again. Like, out of all the lawn songs, why would you pick "Honor to Us All" when you got you got "I'll Make a Man Out of You" or Reflections? Hell, I think even "A Girl We're Fighting For" would be a better sing-along than "Honor to Us All." Anyways, I mean, "Honor to Us All" is a fun song, but it's just, I don't know.
It's not a good title.
Well, yeah, that yes, I can agree to that. Okay, I'm just falling in love with this bird with the dunce cap. I mean, seriously, he's a great side character. I love that. I love how he represents just the average viewer watching this, and they're literally treating their average viewers like idiots.
It's like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, not a laugh at the guy.
Oh man. All right, so without further ado, let's just kind of go down the segments.
Yeah, Hi Ho, great song.
Now, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty with some of this stuff. What do you think of how they presented the captions?
They were good.
Like, I'm saying, like, how Hi Ho kind of, like, they flashed Hi Ho, Hi Ho, Hi Ho.
Yeah.
Whenever that popped up. And then when they got to the chorus, it would, like, we had those giant, like, wooden letters that kind of filled up the screen.
It was great.
So that's what I'm talking about in terms of, like, there is some interesting editing work going on here.
It really is. Like, it's not just...
It's not just a copy and paste of, like, here's the song.
Yeah.
So this is pretty close to that. This is kind of a copy and paste with some fun caption work going on.
Yeah.
But a couple of these do have some really interesting edits to them.
We'll get there.
All right, so Up, Down, Touch the Ground. I don't have much to say about this. It's just a fun little interlude song. It's nice to hear Sterling. It's nice to hear Sterling Holloway poo again.
Yeah.
because I'm so used to Jim Cummings' Pooh, it's nice to be reminded that Sterling Holloway was the original voice.
Like, I mean, like let's not mince words. Jim Cummings' Pooh is
Amazing.
amazing.
Honestly, I'm gonna say something controversial here. I love Sterling Holloway, I really do. I think Jim Cummings' Pooh gets more to the heart of the character than Sterling Holloway ever did.
Exactly. I
Jim Cummings
Jim
has
Cummings
like
could
way more.
do Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree.
Yeah,
Sterling Holloway could not do Christopher Robin.
yeah. All right. Absolutely, Sterling Holloway could not do Christopher Robin. Christopher Robin was like, that was like fucking Jim Cummings' Oscar movie, honestly.
He
Not
if
enough people know
if
how
the
good he was in that movie.
if the Academy respected voice acting
I
like they should, he would have gotten an Oscar nomination for that performance.
I also think Emily Blunt should have gotten an Oscar nomination for Mary Poppins Returns, but what are you going to do? It's not a just world.
It really isn't.
All right. So then we get into High Diddly D, and here's where the editing really starts to get interesting.
Yeah. So like like the first part of it, direct from the movie, and then when Pinocchio starts singing, like
it throws me the fuck off. I was like, wait, what? Oh man. Yeah, and then we just get into like kind of like a montage of Pinocchio performing, the "I've Got No Strings" song over "I Diddly Tea."
It's so weird.
So yeah, that was an interesting editing choice there.
Yep.
All right, then oh boy, we get into just something that just sticks out in my mind so vividly. This was definitely my first glimpse into Pirates of the Caribbean, considering Disneyland Fund refused to acknowledge Pirates of the Caribbean existed. Seriously, they don't. There's no mention of it at all. They don't walk the sign. There's no visual mention. It's so weird. Anyways, but yeah, yo ho. I love this because I love that they edit it to look like, the characters are actually singing the sing-along song. I mean, obviously that's how it is in the ride, that the characters are singing.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting to see the song in an edited format. You know what I mean?
I know exactly.
Different animatronics singing different roles, and like you'll have cuts to different animatronics in completely different rooms in the same part of the song.
Yeah.
It's really interesting the way they cut it together.
Oh yeah.
And not to mention, we get to see a lot of glimpses of all the pre mid '90s refurbishment pirate stuff, which is cool.
For sure.
All right. So then we get into the segment that I honestly think they should have cut, the dwarfs yodeling song.
I mean, like this is a fun song.
But it's literally just yodeling. Like, I mean, it bothers me that like it's a sing along.
What?
What are you
can't
gonna do?
Yodel?
Yeah.
You can't yodel?
Yodelay. I don't know. It's just there's no lyrics to it. I just don't think there should have been 2 Snow White songs on here.
Well, I mean, like, no, normally, correct me if I'm wrong, but normally, like, the sing-along songs had, 2 or 3 from that movie.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into this really quick. I think you might be right about that.
Because I remember, I want to say Be Our Guest had...
Let's search. Well, I'll look it up.
Yeah, Be Our Guest had Be Our Guest and Beauty and the Beast, and then...
What I'm really curious about is Honor to Us All, honestly. I'm gonna look up Honor to Us All. But let's get into the next segment, though.
Uh, um,
I believe it's Cowboy Needs a Horse.
yes, I love A Cowboy Needs a Horse. It is such a charming and sweet
It
short.
is vintage 1950s Disney animation, and I love it.
It's just so good.
I love the music. I love kind of like the retro feel to the kind of like the retro modernism of the house at the beginning. It almost
Yeah.
feels like incredible concept art or something.
Yeah. It's very Gucci.
Yeah. And then just like oh man, I mean I could just like we could literally do a beat by beat on this thing. It's so good. I believe it's Mary Blair, right?
Bill
Looks like
Justice.
Blair. Oh, okay, got it. What the fuck? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm seeing some really interesting things about the fucking uh honor to us all. I think we're gonna have to go through the honor to us all track list too because there's some really weird choices here. And what the fuck? They don't have "I'll Make a Man Out of You" at all. Like that's the biggest what the fuck here. Anyways.
Well, to be fair, did I'll Make a Man Out of You have the mimetic? I'll Make a Man Out of You the meme that it turned into at that point?
Oh yes, Alex. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was around for it. I'll Make a Man Out of You. People were singing the hell out of that song even back then. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a meme because meme culture didn't really exist back then. But I mean, yeah, I would say people definitely vibed off that song for sure. I would say with that movie, it was easily like "Honor to Us All" was like the big fan favorite, and then "Reflections" was the big kind of like critic favorite Oscar song. And nobody ever even remembers "Honor to Us All." But anyways, back to Disneyland Fun. Disneyland Fun. Jesus Christ, that just tells you how much I think about that in relation to sing-alongs. Back to Heigh Ho.
Are you gonna be able to say it?
What's the next one?
The Three Caballeros.
Oh dear God! No, I'm not ever going to be able to say it. I think.
Do I need to call Gabby and ask her, "Hey, can you help Tiki say this again?"
Please don't. All right, so obviously I love this as a selection. Now this is Mary Blair. We know that.
Oh yeah.
And I love that "A Cowboy Needs a Horse" leads into that because it kind of like was around.
Kind of have like a little mini cowboy section here.
Right.
Cowboy corner, if you will.
Cowboy corner, yes. So yeah, I'm really in love with just the track list, how it goes from classic Disney to kind of the shorts and the theme parks even. It's just all over the place.
It's a very, I want to say, no, it captures the total spirit of what Disney is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's a good way to put it. All right, what's next?
Zorro.
Oh God, another really cool kind of obscure pick, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't think I think more people remember Davy Crockett, which I think was on Zippity Doodah, but Zorro was still a good pull. I like that. I like that the first one had Davy Crockett, the second one had Zorro. That's a good continuity.
Yeah.
All right. And then I believe the next one is Siamese Cat Song, right?
Moving on.
All right.
I don't want to talk about this song.
Not much to say there. Anyways. What's next?
Let's go Fly Kite.
Is this the finale?
No, there's the Heigh Ho reprise.
That's weird unto itself, but
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, let's go Fly a Kite. Easily one of the more iconic songs in Mary Poppins, although they're all pretty iconic.
Yeah.
All right, and yeah, the Heigh Ho reprise. I forget how that even goes.
I think it's just Heigh Ho over and over.
That's okay. That's kind
I
of
want to say it was like I'm like 90% sure it was just Hi Ho, them repeating Hi Ho until it faded out into the credits.
I kind of love that actually. All right. Okay. So Alex, really quickly, we need to roast this fucking honor to us all lineup, man, because it's bonkers. It's really
Oh,
bonkers.
how fun.
All right. So track one, honor to us all, because obviously. Track two, Zero to Hero. That makes sense. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's a bop.
Uh, try Alex. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Track three. Why the Siamese cat song? Just
It's not a
why?
good look.
I mean, it's like that's like 3 times the Siamese cat song has come up, man.
It's not a good look,
All right.
especially on your Mulan sing-along.
Oh God. Oh God. All right. Track four. Where do I go from here? Do you even know what fucking movie that's from?
Well, I do because I have the playlist in front
Oh,
of me, but
damn you. Damn you. All right, from Pocahontas 2, which I actually kind of remember that song, believe it or not. Where do I go from here? It is ringing in my ear.
yeah.
All right, so Alex, out of all the fucking songs they could have chosen for Hunchback,
A guy like you.
to be fair, Topsy Turvy is probably the most sing-alongable in that movie, and that had its own VHS tape.
Yeah.
And honestly, a guy like you is pretty high up in the sing-along quality in
I
that
mean,
movie.
you can't exactly do Hellfire.
No, 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 just no. All right. A dream is a wish your heart makes. Alex, it's a fucking awesome song, but
It doesn't fit.
it sticks out like a sore thumb in this lineup, man.
I feel like it I feel like this it would probably fit better in a like a it would probably fit better in like a no a Colors of the Wind or
Right,
a
right.
yeah.
All right. Let's see. We Are One. I cannot argue with that.
No,
It's jam.
that is a great song.
I would say I like it better than most of the songs in the original Lion King. I'll go that far.
The soundtrack to The Lion King is extremely overrated.
Oh wow. Okay, we're giving some
That is
real.
my we're giving hot takes.
Wow. Wow. All right. All right. Let's see. And then a little thought from Bill's Magical World. I cannot even begin to place the melody in this. I don't even think I've ever seen Bill's Magical World.
It's Belle's Magical World.
Right.
It's as bad as it sounds.
All right. I will say the next two though are inspired choices. On the Open Road. Now, it's kind of a shame that they didn't go with a Powerline song in retrospect. But I feel like, Alex, I do remember when a Goofy movie first came out, Powerline wasn't really the thing that it is now.
Yeah.
And I feel like On the Open Road and honestly, even after today, were the more popular songs back then.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know, it's interesting. Like, Powerline definitely has developed, like, this huge... Like, I'm honestly interested in doing a Powerline concept album. I know that's a bonkers idea, but
it's a bonkers idea, but damn if it wouldn't work.
anyways, so yeah, on the open road, I do think it has amazing sing along quality to it.
Oh yeah,
It's basically a road trip song, so.
yeah.
And then, oh my god, one of the I'm sure you love this song, Alex. Just knowing you.
I love every single song in Hercules.
But yeah,
The gospel truth.
I won't say I'm in
Go the
love.
distance, a
Goddamn.
bop. I won't say I'm in love. A bop. Zero to hero. A bop. A star is born. A bop.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh god. All right, and then Father and Son from Aladdin and the King of Thieves. I honestly don't remember it.
I know.
I think I've seen King of Thieves like once. A lot of people have mad nostalgia for King of Thieves, but I never really got into it.
It's because Aladdin's dad is hot.
Oh god. God. Well, he is John Rhys Davies, so, you know. He can have my sword and my axe! Right. And then finally, I was wrong. I'll Make a Man Out of You is there right at the bottom. So that's fine.
Yeah. Final song?
That's fine. That's very appropriate. Very appropriate. All right. As it should be. All right, Alex, and I'd say that wraps up our penultimate installment of Singalong November. We didn't really intend for it to be a two-parter, but I think it works out this way. I think it works out well because Let's Go to the Circus is probably the most unconventional one that we have on the lineup.
Oh, yeah.
And then Heigh Ho is, of course, the prototype one.
Yeah.
So I think this works pretty good as a double feature. All right. Would you like to hype up the next one? The last one, the finale?
This is, all of these, I have some sort of nostalgia for, but this, outside of Disneyland Fun, is probably the one I have the most nostalgia for.
Absolutely agreed. Absolutely
12 Days of Christmas.
I am stoked to return to this because I feel like this is going to be my Christmas childhood in a nutshell, man.
I am terrified about it not holding up.
I think it's going to. I'm not worried about that. I think it's going to. And even if it doesn't hold up, the nostalgic feels, I think, are still going to be just goddamn off the charts. Because when I think of Christmas as a kid, Christmas in the 90s for me growing up, this is like instantly what I go to. Instantly.
Yeah, it is. So good.
Okay, so I think we're done kind of like being wistfully nostalgic. Join us. That'll be uploaded November 30th, the last day of November, right before December. I think that's an appropriate transition.
Very
all right,
appropriate.
Folks. All right, thanks for joining us and follow the Fancy Ball to the next installment of Sing Along November. Hey, yo, Daddy-O, I think the next circus act should be about characters.